Another type of activity that your instructor may have you work with is that of a database. Databases are a way for your instructor to provide additional information to you or to have you create additional information and share it amongst your whole class. The two ways to get into a database are by simply clicking on the link for databases over in the activities block on the left-hand side to see a listing of all the databases that have been created for your course, or to scroll down through the main content block and find the listing for the databases. In this case, in the second week of our semester, we've got a database whose icon shows this can icon or container that holds data or information. And the name of our database is called Identified Organisms. I'll go ahead and click on the link for Identified Organisms, and it'll take us into the main view for the database. There are 4 main tabs available to us. The first tab is the List view. There are currently no entries in our database, but we'll take care of that in just a second. The second tab is the View Single. Here, you'll be able to see each different entry in the database listed separately. There's also a Search tab, so you can search the database to find the data that you're looking for. Finally, there's an Add Entry tab. If we click on the Add Entry tab, we have the form that's been created that contains all the data that we need to enter in for this particular database. Now keep in mind that each database is created by your instructor for the particular course that you're taking. So the fields that you see here are going to be very different depending on the specific data that is being collected as part of your class. In this case, we're creating a database of all the different species and common names of all the different organisms that we identify inside the laboratory or in the field portion of our class when our class goes to Belize during spring break. Let's go ahead and add in one of the names of the organisms that we've identified. The scientific name for this is Gymnothorax funebris. The common name of this organism is the green moray eel. There's also a place in this particular database where we could upload a file. In this case, we could upload a file such as an image, an audio file, or a video file of this organism. In this case, we don't have any of those things, so we'll go ahead and leave that alone and click the Save and View button. We're given a page that shows that our entry has been saved, and then we can see the single view listing of the entry that we just added. In this case, the scientific name is showing up in italics and the common name listed underneath of it. Now if we go over to View List, we can see the listing of all the different organisms that have been added into our database. At the bottom of the page, we get the ability to search and sort the information that's appearing in the main part of our database. This is the same listing if we click on the Search tab, where we can go in and search and find all the information. To pull up a specific entry, I'll come down here to the author's first name and I'll simply type in Elvis. Then I'll click the Save Settings button and I can see just the entries that the user Elvis has added into this database. You can also sort by the other data fields that are associated in your database. Keep in mind that every database is going to be different, so this just gives you a quick overview as to how you would work with the data that's inside of a database activity inside of Moodle. Let's go ahead and return back to the main course. In this case, I'll click on Biology 432 in the upper left-hand corner.